And now, an XCW special presentation of Men of Honor Season 5.
Welcome to XCW Men of Honor. We're Season 5 here, and today we're going to be talking about entrance theme songs. First off, a man who's had a couple of theme songs. One, they're all from the same genre, but completely different sides of the genre. Talking about Ryan Grayson, a man who has one of the most epic theme songs of 2015. Kenny has your chaos. A man who fights with his former partner about a single song that they both used, Corey Lee. And a man whose character is defined by his theme song, James Gerke. First off, why are we talking about theme songs in a Men of Honor? What, in your opinion, makes a theme song so important?
Get you ready for your match. It's what...
All up here.
It's what,
Get your mojo going?
No, help me out. It's something that just defines you as a wrestler.
Okay.
It's the epitome of what you are. It lets the fans know who's coming out there, what they're going to do, and on top of it all, it's the hype behind what gets you going.
It's obvious what they said. I agree with it. There really isn't much to say about that other than the fact that it's what sets the tone for your match.
Okay.
And it can also set the tone to your opponent's head, be like, fuck my life.
Okay, what about theme songs that, like, add that extra little bit to it? For example, Nightmare with the bell tolls. Does that make a difference in his theme music?
Oh, it totally adds into it. It's
Getting
all about
the
the
head
atmosphere.
Getting the head factor.
What about Hazards? Welcome to my world, bitch. You know, what is the... If that were not in his theme song, would his theme song have made as much of an impact as it did? Would it have been as memorable? The same way with Ryan Grayson. You must die. I alone am best is the first thing it does in the song. Is that what makes... Is that the characteristic in the theme song that makes that? And if so, why don't we just come out to Sanes instead of theme music?
A lot of them, like with Hazards, the Welcome to My World bitch, with the style of the music, it actually adds to the music and makes it, like, because if you listen to just the song, he's using Faithless by Black Veil Brides. When you just listen to the song, and you listen to it all the way through, it kind of sets this whole kind of, like, rising above kind of vibe to it. But when you start it off, and the way the music feels at the beginning, it kind of contradicts it to an extent. But when you throw that on the beginning of it, it totally sets the mood and changes the pace for that intro part of the song that we hear for the entrance. It puts more of a "you're gonna die" kind of vibe to it, instead of, if you've already heard the whole song, just totally gives the intro a 180.
Definitely sets the precursor tone for the entire theme afterwards.
Why do you think it's important, or do you think it's important? To you, it may not make a difference. What difference does the show having its own theme? Like, every XCW show, each and every month, or bi-weekly, or however our schedule goes, each and every show has its own individual theme song that begins the show. That isn't there to hype anyone. That isn't there, for any purpose other than it's what's welcoming you to the show. But why is it important?
It helps set the mood for the audience.
It's the exact same thing as "Welcome to My World, Bitch. You Must Die. I'm Alone at Best." It sets the tone for what's to come with the rest of the show. The song is pretty much the precursor for the show, with the show being the theme song for If It Were One of Us.
Out of all the years, we've heard plenty of genres, everywhere from rap and hip hop to country to metal, rock. In your guys' opinion, and I probably know the answer to this, but what makes the difference? Which is better? And is there a right time to use it? Like a certain thing that you don't think that is necessarily the good one. For example, you think the country is the best way to go for an entrance theme song. Okay, for example. But you feel like rock is maybe the song to go to on a certain person's entrance. Out of all the genres we've heard, what just did not fit? In my opinion, I think rock to metal is the right way to go. I think that people should be able to understand the words of your song, because I feel like most of the time, especially like Corey Lee's song, that song is telling you something about him and his character. Now, I don't necessarily think that rap is all that great of an idea for a theme song. However,
Character dependent.
what about someone like James Cerebral, Chris Jones, Benjamin Banks, guys like that, who...
Makes their character.
Right. Why is that different? Could their characters fit to a rock song?
Chris Jones, no.
James Cerebral, maybe something like from when he was with the Untouchables, like
But-
in Fort Minor, where it's a little bit of both.
But Chris was with myself as a part of Showville Heat when he came out to Hollywood Undead, which
Chris
is
looked at
that's
a place.
rock, that's metal and rap at the same
Chris
time.
still looked at a
technically.
place to me in that, where you have always came out to rock. It fit you. Chris, if he comes out to anything other than rap, it's just not fitting.
Definitely depends on who it is coming out to what.
So you don't think that Chris could ever pull it off? What about a James Cerebral?
Yes.
If it was
James Cerebral
new
has...
metal, to an extent.
James Cerebral, yes, we've always heard him come out to Tech 9.
Or
the
G-Unit. Right.
But I really think that if he went to a rock song, I think it'd still fit him.
If it had kind of a rap feel to it.
No, I still think it's just a regular
Fort
rock.
Minor,
Fort Minor, yeah. I can
Hollywood
understand
Undead, possibly.
Linkin Park or anything
Linkin
of
Park,
that,
yeah.
but
So technically
still
it's
think-
new metal, but
I still think James Cerebral could pull off a Slipknot.
What about
or-
someone like Stevie Goebel,
No.
who comes out to a country song? What about there's technically the guy in his song raps too.
Well, if Stevie would change his gimmick slightly, a rock song could work with him. But way his character is, he'd have
Maybe
to
a
use-
southern rock style,
Like a
like a Hell Yeah.
like
Or-
Alabama.
Hell yeah, would probably work best.
Alabama. Steve
Hell
Gilmore
yeah,
coming out to Boston. More than I feel.
Honestly, something like Hell Yeah, maybe Texas Hippie Coalition.
Right. That's it. See, that's one I would have never thought of, but he's right.
Because they Pantera, they've
On
kind of got southern.
On some, yeah.
Mainly, I know it's going to sound like I'm like pretty much. I don't know what the wording for it, but it's like something like the Great Southern Trendkill. It's got a bit of a southern feel to it.
Right.
It does kind of play on the album's title, but it does have more of a southern feel to the album as a whole.
Let's go around the table and let's talk about this.
I mean, I'm using British metal.
Your favorite theme song you've used, and then your favorite theme song that someone else has used that just, not necessarily a song that you like, but what just molded with their character, that song will always be characterized by them and their character.
So I'm at first.
Go for it.
Okay. My favorite theme song is probably Faithless, the one I'm using now. Or Linkin Park, One Step Closer. But the one that I just absolutely loved, was actually two, would be to be Alone. As you can tell, I told him I was going to slit his throat if he ever changed it. Or Psychosocial.
Dead Darkness. So, in your opinion, it's always going to be... Every time you hear that song, it's going to remind you of Dead Darkness.
Actually, it does. Every time I hear it, I hear him screaming in the background.
Dead Darkness is a Slipknot groupie now, evidently.
My favorite theme song I think that I ever come out to was probably Run Free, my last theme song, the song before now. I'm not really sure why it stood out to me so much, but it really fit the mold of my characters changing at the time, where I went into where I went from a more bitter character at the time when EBW and XCW were facing each other. And here I am, I was the guy in charge, and I kind of got left out of all of this, and I became more bitter, and I just kind of feel like running free, I wasn't with XCW, I wasn't with EBW, and I feel like at the time, that was my character through and through. I'm sure most people disagree with that and say that my most defining thing was probably Cocky.
Actually, I would go Running Free. Or Scars. Scars Remain.
And then, otherwise, my, Lying From You and Cynical replays a lot to me. I don't know if it's just because of him being my partner, so I heard it so much at the time, or... I don't know why, but for some reason, that song just, to me, it reminds me every time of that individual person. So, and there's actually a lot for me. Anytime I hear a rap song that Chris Jones has come out to, he's automatically the first person I think of. And there's some bands that I don't even listen to that, I know that one song from that individual person, and that's it almost like the person defined the song for me. So, I never listened to the band Flaw prior to Gabe using it. And that, I don't know if I would have ever been introduced formally to the band had I not ever listened to, to his song. What do you think?
Music-wise, from,
your favorite song for you,
honestly,
and then maybe your favorite song that
really,
molded for someone else.
Honestly, favorite song that I have used, since I've only had 4, the one I'm on right now, very partial to, because I don't think anybody in the whole company had even heard of that band before, hey, check this shit out.
And I love it. I've actually listened to the song, and I actually really liked it, the song.
Yeah, and then one that always sticks out with me, that is Psycho Circus's theme song, actually.
Which one?
The one he's currently using.
Okay.
Every time I hear it, I'm just like, fucking clown. Every time. Every time.
That fucking clown.
What do you think, Corey?
Well, for my favorite song, it's obviously Alone.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I do like I Will Not Bow still. I still really like that song. And for the other song that I'd say defines somebody, I mean, I have to say a Brandon Hobbs song. I mean, he's had so many songs, it's ridiculous. Like, I like Critical Acclaim, and then I like Beast Within also. I
Right.
mean, every time I listen to that motherfucker song, I'm just fucking monkey and shit, you know?
Cradle to the Grave.
Fuck. Yeah. Cradle to Grave. He's had some good songs, and I think every single song
Everything
he's
but
had
Lordy Monster Man.
Yeah. Everything but Lordy. I mean, that.
Everything but the song that defined his character.
It did.
The song that actually made him a star. That's the only one nobody cares about.
It did. And then every other song after that helped define him even more.
His first song kind of gave you that broad picture. It gave you kind of like a rough draft on something. The rest of them just kind of chiseled the rest of it into place. I mean, not that Roy looks like a statuesque figure though, but it's
not.
there.
It's not since he was in high school. Don't worry.
I went to school with him.
What do you think?
It's no question. Hard to see. I mean, come on.
As compared to Alien Ant Farm, I would agree.
Yeah. And then for somebody else, it's probably Saturday Night. Every time I hear it, pops into my head.
That's
Too
been
many
like
headshots.
fucking devil song.
Okay, in retrospect to that, what song did you just think, man, I can't believe that we have to play this song every week? What it was just god awful.
Don't do this! Don't do this! We don't want
You
to
even fucking start.
One song was just god awful that we've used at XCW that stands out to you for all the wrong reasons. You're just like, it doesn't fit their character. I hate the song. Like, okay, let's do this one. Oh god.
Start with the ginger.
Let him get it out.
Chris Jones started from the bottom. It makes no fucking sense. He didn't start from the bottom.
You're right, he did.
He annoyed the piss out of me for reasons I don't understand.
Well, when you're his bitch, you kind of understand. You just don't at the same time.
Someone else can go. I'm in trouble over it.
Honestly, you're going to be shocked by this one, but Stevie Gumbel's thing, because I absolutely cannot stand country music.
Well, I don't either, but you have to.
That would be second.
But you'd have to admit that it molds to his character. That one may not exactly mold to Chris or his character.
But it fit.
It's almost like that song's too modest for Chris Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, really, he would have been better off using the Drake song that Psycore used, honestly, for himself.
Honestly, mine's just because I can't sing country. Fuck hillbillies.
What do you think, Corey?
Oh man, I'm struggling thinking of one here.
Another one that I think that really stands out and defines it, which is weird, he actually shares the theme song with someone else. James Cerebral, the G-Unit song. It was originally D-Mac's theme song in 2004. In 2004, 2005, D-Mac came out to it. James Cerebral didn't debut until 2011. His character began by being trained by D-Mac and began using the song in the same kind of thing. To where it is now, where, like, he literally lives that song. He lives his character. He no longer, like, I would not be shocked if within the next couple of years he goes and legally changes his fucking name to James Cerebral.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Oh my god. Oh my god. This is really, can you think of anything?
No, I'm trying.
I know,
Did we
right?
already take the good ones?
No. Well, I've been around a long time. And it's hard to really... Here's one. It does, but it doesn't, just because of who it is and what defines genocide. Amityville.
Okay.
rap did not fit Genocide.
That's not his only rap song either.
But it's a simple fact, like, it does fit him because of what it was at the time.
Where he's from, Amityville, New York.
Yes.
Right.
But at the same time, it just didn't define Genocide. What defines Genocide is what he has now, to me.
Pianos.
Word, the only word I can think of with him involves maybe attacking a buffet.
But it's
Lettuce and sour cream, anybody?
it's just one of those things. Like, I just, for some reason, Amityville sticks out to me.
There's a couple theme songs I think Dole Bostic used over the years that never fit him. There was one that he came out to, and he was in a big feud for the Cruiserweight X Division title with LOL. And they were main event, Greed. And he came out to that song, and was just like, what do I do? Remember? It's like almost as bad as JJ's theme song now. And it was just like, dude, no. Like, you need to go back to Korn.
Right? Corner dope.
Another song that just did not match up with the character whatsoever. It's a good song, but it just does not fit the character, the mold of this person. LOL, Heads to the Barricade, the Limp Bizkit song. What the fuck were we thinking?
Man, I still cannot think of one. There have been some bad ones. I just can't think of one. I mean, oh god.
Caleb
This-
Kodiak's theme when we had him for like what, 2 shows?
What the hell was his song?
Some Crown the Empire or something? No, Memphis Mayfire. That's what he came out to.
I can't even remember the song. Was it that bad?
No, it actually wasn't that bad.
I
No,
can't remember the song at
he
all.
just was.
This is true. This is true.
I've never once kicked anybody out of the ring while I was training him. He was that guy.
Not even Mitchell Maverick.
Not even Max Destruction.
Not even Nemesis. Nemesis actually improved as I was going.
Okay. Here's another one. And he'll probably agree with me. The fucking Peruvian Warriors theme.
Oh my god. How did we forget about that? Fucking a rhinoceros.
That fucking, you know what? Yeah, that fucking song pissed me off. That song made me want to go, motherfuckers, change it!
I don't know what it had to do with Peruvian Warriors. I don't know what it had to do with Matt or Zach whatsoever.
It didn't. They just want to hear fucking rhinoceros at the beginning of it.
What did it say about a rhinoceros?
Fucking a rhinoceros.
It's like
what it
that fucking
said?
rhinoceros. Yeah, I'm like, who fucks a rhinoceros? Who fucks a rhino?
Black people.
That's why does it have to be black people? It could have been a Mexican.
This one's never going to be too.
It could. Well, I was going to say it could have been somebody that was Asian, but that's not really going to fit in there.
Let's talk about theme songs that had trends. He has a trend. The You Must Die, I Alone Am Best, he used in both of his theme songs. That isn't in either one of the original songs. There's one trend. Here's another trend. Emily Moore.
Oh, still it.
Not the same song, but it's produced by the same sound, the same band, so on and so forth.
He even sounds just like it, honestly.
Yeah, pretty much. Vapor. This one stands out to me the most.
Because it was always cold.
Yeah, if you go back in history, every theme song that Vapor had in the XCW had Cold in it. His very first theme song was Cold by Static X. Or So Cold is what it was called. Then he went to Breaking Benjamin. And then following that, he went to, let's see, what else did he have? He had Cold But I'm Still Here by Evans Blue, which is probably his worst theme. It's so slow.
I don't even know that one.
Then he went to, it was a song by Stone Sour. And it was Cold Reader. That's what it was. It's off their first album. Then he used another song called Cold or some shit, I don't know. The only song that he did not use was his last theme, but it's called Reflection. Just has to do with water, vapor. He always kept a trend. That was one thing that about Vapor that I loved, the fact that he always found a way to keep his theme music relevant with him and his character. Anyone else that you can think of who has that same kind of trait? I know another one.
Well, I mean, we could almost say Brandon Hobbs.
Brandon Hobbs was the next one on my list. Everything has to do with
Monster.
some kind of monster or
Beast.
right.
All he's got to do is look in the mirror. I mean, it's right there.
Not ever once has any of his songs mentioned a monkey. But I don't know.
Not yet.
That is,
I'll find one.
That is all Nightmare's fault.
I will find one.
Nightmare started something bad with that. Now let's try to think of some random theme songs from XCW's past, and we'll see if you guys feel like it was important to them and their character. Rubber Band Man? Yes, that was perfect. Okay. Little Pimp, P-I-M-P.
Fit him perfectly.
Yeah. Okay. What if he would have went to a rock song?
I'm sure we could find something in rock talking about pimps. It's inevitable.
Got money.
Team 2 Extreme, Sum 41 Fat Lip.
I don't think you could ever change that.
Okay. Someone who listens to rock mostly and listen and actually has like a almost like a punk rock background, but came out to something completely off the wall. Nick Klaus, Eminem's Soldier.
Well, considering the fact that his background in wrestling was a soldier, correct?
Right, that was what his character was based off, yeah.
I mean, it fit him. It's like we were talking about Stevie.
And it was awfully upbeat for a rap song, so I'll give it that. Do you guys think that that makes a difference, too? Like, how many times have you heard me turn down someone for a theme song?
Max Destruction.
A couple times.
But he wanted to change
His
it.
creed was Metallica.
Yeah. Jesus
There's only a couple
Christ.
Metallica songs that could even be used, and you have to butcher the fuck out of them to use them.
Too fucking long.
He found a way to use them, trust me.
Trust me, part of me
20
wants to
minutes
use one, and I know exactly how I'd want to butcher it.
Ding, 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 ding. You remember those Milton Bradley fighters? That's what he reminds me of. Okay, Closure, Asking Alexandria, Nathan Van Diver.
See, he was one of those people that came out to rap all those times, and then when he actually came out to rock, it still fit him. It was the changing of his character.
Okay.
All I Do Is Win was his main one.
Right.
And then when he came out to Asking Alexandria, it completely changed the ballgame because here you have this guy that grew up being trained by Chris. You're expecting to be all rap, and then he comes out and comes back and he's got the rock.
Here's someone else. Doesn't exactly fit their character. That's Genocide, Marilyn Manson, This Is the New Shit. The only thing that it really dealt with on his character
Wasn't he just coming back?
was he was coming back as Genocide from being Kurt Acid. But as years had passed, he even switched to Still Fly, the rock version from Devil Wears Prada, back to Marilyn Manson. What does that do to fit his character?
Maybe face heel change.
Yeah, but it's still not going to
Because if I remember right, he was using Still
Fly.
Fly.
Right.
I think he was using Still Fly when I started, if I remember right. And then I was gone, and I didn't hear what he used after that.
Max Romeo, Wet Dream, Ryan Wet Dream Riggs.
He could never change his song. Ever.
I mean, he came out before that. He came out to Getting Some Head. And he came out to all these.
He's one of those people. There you go. That's another trend.
Joke.
Like that, he was the only person in XCW history to ever come out to a reggae song. Nick Cheney. He came out to
I'm so sick.
Flyleaf, I'm So Sick. Came out to Adelita's Way, Sick. And then he also came out to Weak Ass Bitch by the 3-6 Mafia. What happened?
He got sick.
He got sick.
He got sick and was in a coma.
Really?
That's what we portrayed. If you really know the real Saint Nick Cheney, he was listening to 3-6 Mafia the entire time.
We got bitch.
Goddamn, I completely forgot about that.
In closing, anything else about theme songs that we could cover? Is there any other theme songs you could think of? That...
In the end, VCAs.
Okay.
It's a great way to end out the year.
I can agree with that.
We've used it.
So why don't we use
out.
Pink? Let's get the party started for the first show of the year.
We can. I'm sure you could find some way to spice it up for us.
It's too
As
poppy.
many of the bad things I would do to Pink, we could not use that song.
It's too poppy.
Why not?
Well, okay, but why? What do you think is the best genre of theme music for show themes?
Rock and metal.
So I can't use a Kevin Rudolph song like the big companies do.
Kick him.
I mean, if you want.
Give up.
I mean, if you,
Fucking P. Diddy or
honestly, if you came out to MGK, I wouldn't be mad.
you think? Okay, do you think my character would fit with a rap song?
Depends what it is.
Depends on the song.
Depends on your character.
You said MGK.
I could find an MGK song that would fit you.
I could never come out to rap.
No, he can't. Well, that's not necessarily true. Psycor is the perfect example of that.
He used America
when he
Like a God.
well, here's the thing though. When Psycor came into XCW, he was straight everything rock and metal. Everything. We've of course seen him completely change that dramatically on his comeback. He only listens to rap now. But looking back at that time, he ended up coming out to Tech 9, Psycho Bitch, when he was tag team partners with Nightmare. He was partners with Nightmare at the time, and it was using the old Halloween, which Nightmare used at the time. That fit his character, but in a sense, he didn't fit the rap mold. Another one of those weird scenarios. The next time we're going to be here for Men of Honor, we're going to be talking about... What was that? Tourette's?
Twitch.
I've done it every episode.
You just not body?
You just
What did you do? What'd you do?
There's like 38 episodes of this show.
What'd you do?
There's 5 seasons of him twitching. The next time we're going to be here for Men of Honor, we're going to twitch. While we twitch, we're going to talk about the best unknown. We'll get to exactly what that means. The next time here, from Ryan Grayson, Kenny Has Chaos, Corey Lee, the Prince of Pain, James Gerke, and Fletch. Thank you.